within the world of Drag Race, such as Michelle Visage, she commended me on how well I've done doing it on my own and actually advised against me going on the show, because when you sign your life away for a show like that, that narrative of being self-produced gets taken away, and it's just not something that I'm willing to risk.
Hey guys, it's Alexis Stone, and this is my Attitude cover, out now.
Alexis Stone is a visual artist. I guess I'm known for sort of warping beauty standards and making people question what's real and what's not. As a young kid growing up watching these incredible movies, whether it was sci-fi or thrillers or these femme fatales, combining it all into what I do now with movie makeup and drag and hyper-femininity, I guess that's what Alexis Stone is. It's kind of like Basic Instinct on steroids. My name came from Alexis. Everyone thinks it's from Dynasty, which of course I do love. It's actually from Ugly Betty. When Rebecca Roman came back as Alexis Mead, I was so inspired as a kid. And then Stone obviously comes from my love for Sharon Stone and Basic Instinct. I guess I knew I was different when I was a child. I have an identical twin brother, so it's kind of good to sort of like base myself off that. And we had the same childhood, except I always gravitated more towards the idea of costumes and transforming myself and being in disguise. For me, I wanted to be Mrs. Doubtfire. I didn't want to be this femme fatale supermodel. Whilst that's very much what it is now, I think taking both of those elements and combining them is what at least I feel makes me different in comparison to other people. The first time I discovered drag was Dame Edna, and I was so mesmerised by the campery of it all. And then when I started to go to pantomime, I was introduced to people like Julian Clary, and for me as a kid, seeing someone so authentically themselves and queer, I was so incredibly inspired, and I realised, oh my God, maybe that's something I can do. So it wasn't until years further down the line that I was introduced more towards this refined drag that I guess has been so commercialized, but for me it was that old school campy drag. My first time out in drag, I was 17 years old, and Jodie Harsh had a night called Circus, and I remember obviously every first drag queen thinks that their boy body is snatched. I put on a thong, a bra, a blonde wig, a bleached brow, which is very full circle today. Went out, heads were turning. It was a different time back then. Drag wasn't as commercialized as it is now. It was almost a shock factor. It was a political statement. Now you go to a club and there's a drag queen in every corner. But I remember that rush of thinking, I feel like a movie character in a real life situation. That high has obviously changed over the years. But the first time leaving the house, it was like ecstasy. It really was a moment. Establishing myself amongst the hype of TV shows like Drag Race has come with obstacles, but I've always been one to self-produce myself. And whilst the show serves a purpose for a lot of people that perhaps need help or a platform, I think with my background of trial and error of life, it's helped me build my own sort of career. And when I met people within the world of Drag Race, such as Michelle Visage, she commended me on how well I've done doing it on my own, and actually advised against me going on the show, because when you sign your life away for a show like that, that narrative of being self-produced gets taken away, and it's just not something that I'm willing to risk. The last few years have been like a movie. I think the plastic surgery project is something that often comes back to me and something that people still recognize. And for those that aren't aware, I successfully convinced everyone, hundreds of thousands of people around the world, that I had undergone extensive plastic surgery using prosthetics not too dissimilar to what I'm wearing right now. And I wore them every day for 3 months. I didn't leave the house without them. My friends and family thought it was real. And then alas, on New Year's Eve, I tore my face off. Having really turned the mirror around on people and having 100,000 people unfollow me, being blasted for being this botched surgery addict, it really turn the mirror around on people, and it was very much perceived to be a social media experiment, despite what it was to me. Moving on from that, we've done some amazing things. We've launched Essential EXO, which was sort of the first man-made influencer. We started with a digital model, and then we sculpted and cast her, and it's been on from there. We've successfully convinced people that my body double was me on OnlyFans. I had my twin brother play me for a few months. I've worn masks for the last year and no one knew. So it's fun, and I think when I see people guessing on social media, it acts as so much inspiration for me. People always say, oh, do you not know what you're gonna do next? I know what I'm gonna do next, it's just picking which one I wanna do. The way I guess I perceive my body and my image is as an artist, art directing my face and my body, I get pleasure from it. Pete Burns famously said, he doesn't do it for vanity, he did it for sanity. And that's very much how I feel. The same way we get a new iPhone, even though the previous one still works, we don't buy it because we think it's ugly or broken, we just upgrade. And the idea of having the same face for 60, 70 odd years is just not it for me. So when I feel like I've achieved my current idea of beauty, I change it.